I'm gonna react to this video by Hank Green on the Vlogbrothers channel because I saw it when I was scrolling so late in the night, and of course I had to watch it and it had to keep me up. But who here hears voices in their head? Fucking guilty. But it's not like uncontrolled voices in your head. It's your own voice in your head talking to yourself. And apparently that's called an internal monologue. And I went down this crazy rabbit hole of internal monologue, and some people just don't have that. I don't understand how people think at all. If you don't have an internal monologue, you're not talking to yourself.
Good morning, John. So I have heard that some people have what they call an internal monologue, a constant string of words that runs through their minds, almost as if all of their thoughts are had in words. And yes, I'm being kind of tongue-in-cheek here because I realized that I don't have an internal monologue because I kept seeing people saying, apparently some people don't have internal monologues.
How do you function without having an internal monologue? I don't understand how you think. How do you think? Like when I think of something passes through my mind. It's myself talking in my mind saying, oh, this is how it works. Like if I'm talking about how big space is, I'm like, the universe is infinite. So it's like freaking huge. And we're probably not ever going to see the end of space or whatever. I think like that in my voice, in my head.
I think I'm the normal one, but actually I know I'm not, and we'll get to why later. But first,
Wait, so it's normal to have an internal monologue? Like that's the normal one? Like most people have internal monologues.
I feel like I have to explain because people will then ask me how I think if I don't have an internal monologue, and it took me a while to sort of get to the bottom of how to describe this. But I think in thoughts. Like when a thought becomes necessary.
I think in thoughts. So basically, what all I do is that I think. Fucking great explanation.
Like when a thought becomes necessary, it sort of floats into my consciousness, and then it might bump around with some other thoughts, and they might even interact with each other and then make new thoughts. Like when I think of you, I don't think of the words John Green. I think of John Green, the bubble. That is the things about you. Honestly,
the bubble? What does that even mean, the bubble? Like, if I picture... Honestly, I know Hank Green in more detail. I study his body more. But if I think Hank Green in my head, I don't picture the words Hank Green. I'm picturing him on the frame that it's stuck on right now. I'm not even opening my eyes. I can see it in my head. His hand is like... up here. He has curly hair right here. Dude, I can see it in so much detail too. Like I can zoom in. I remember a long time ago, I was watching a clip of Jay Schlatt and he was like, yo, I could spin an apple in my head and people can't do that. I can spin an apple in my head so easily. I'm doing it right now. Oh my God. I'm picturing it right now. Hold on. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's on a white, my beanie fell off. It's on a white background. It has like a shadow behind it and it's spinning. It's spinning. I'm zooming and magnifying. I see the pores of the apple. It just exploded. It's gone.
Bunch of bubbles. You're not one thing. You're like a bunch of things that all kind of stick together in the shape of a John Green. Maybe let's do a better example.
What?
Imagine the idea of an internal monologue. I don't have those words. I just have the thing that it represents. And it's just like a sticky bubble. Then that sticky bubble might attract toward it the idea of a fantasia, the way that some people can't picture images in their mind.
I am number one. I can imagine an apple in so much fucking detail. It's insane. Even number two is crazy to me. Like people see an apple, but it's like 2D. You can't do 3D at all. And then there's an apple with no color. And then there's just an outline of an apple. And then there's nothing. Number five, how are you even alive? Like how are you thinking thoughts with number five?
Yeah, the way that some people can't picture images in their minds. And maybe they will briefly come together and be an idea where maybe someone who has a fantasia might be more or less likely to have an inner monologue, and it would be interesting to know which one of those it is or if it's neither. Those thoughts will come together in the way that I just described it, but without the words that I just used to describe them. I do experience the words, though, when I start thinking about how I'm going to write them down or say them to someone else. At that point, I kind of do have an internal monologue, I guess, like a bunch of words that are conveying the thought to me before I convey them to someone else. And
No. That's not the correct way to think about it. The way it is in my mind, it's not just someone saying words to me. It's myself talking to myself. I hear voices, okay? I'm the only one that hears it, but I hear the voices.
It seems real. It seems like thinking the thought, just feels a little less efficient than thinking the thought. It's work for me to say all the words, to convey the thoughts. But maybe if you have an internal monologue, the process of converting it into words is easier because you don't have to. That's all, that work's already done. But
yeah,
here's the thing
converting.
that actually makes me feel like this is a little bit weird. I can remember having an internal monologue. In high school and college, I remember having thoughts that were just strings of words running through my head all the time, and there was never a time when there wasn't words in there. And I find it very bizarre that it isn't just that like different people think differently. I think differently than I used to.
Wait, so you can lose the ability to have an internal monologue. And also along with my internal monologue, it's myself saying words, but I can change the voice. That part takes effort. Default voice that's speaking to me in my head is my own voice, and I can control it. I can control what it says at all times. Right now, fucking fan is speaking in my head right now. I don't know why. That's the first streamer that came to my mind. Okay, she said a slur.
Minds are so strange. I'm obsessed. And the wild thing is how little thinking about the thinking parts actually tells you. You would think that the thing thinking about itself could uncover some clear truths about the thinking, and that a consciousness would be good at figuring out what a consciousness is.
Okay, I think what just happened there is he just said words and they didn't mean anything. I'm thinking the thoughts, but when they're thinking the thoughts aren't thinking?
And yet, to my brain, to myself, I know who I am. I'm the Hank bubble. I'm all the ideas I have about myself and all of the stories I've told about me. And
so he thinks in bubbles. That doesn't make it like right now I'm imagining like thought bubbles in my mind. Like it's like a 2D illustration drawn in pencil of a thought bubble. But that just takes extra work to do, and that's not like the most efficient way to think about it. Like when I picture a person, I'm seeing them, like the actual person. Let me Google random celebrity and then I'll picture them in my head. Okay, I saw Owen Wilson for a second. I'm picturing him in the Loki series. You can just picture somebody. So you see a thought bubble like this, but it's like all squiggled out like that, and it just says Owen Wilson in it. You don't picture that. Like if you saw this picture and you're like, remember that picture, remember it right now, but then you can't picture it in your mind. I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
that narrative pulls a bunch of stuff together, but I don't actually know if that stuff is actually related or is me. Like when it comes to consciousness, I love the metaphor of attention being a flashlight, that I shine on objects in reality or in situations in my mind or ideas I would like to contemplate. And like maybe I'm the flashlight. Maybe I am my attention, but also maybe I'm the thing that is experiencing what the flashlight is showing me. And is that a different thing? But
He's not explaining what I want to know about internal monologues. Hold on. Okay, he's getting way too abstract. He's getting way too abstract. I want someone to explain. Okay, what is an internal monologue? Wait, what percent of people have inner monologue? On Reddit? Yeah, that's great. So apparently 50% of people don't have inner monologue on their... Okay, that's the wrong there. Fucking got you there. Hold on. Delete your Reddit account right now. I hate Reddit, so why am I on Reddit? Get me out of Reddit. About 30 to 50... Dude, why is the range so big? 30, that's a 20% difference. So all I have to say is that I have an inner monologue.